Hello friends, so welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is your favorite YouTuber Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video I'm going to analyze a very interesting speech, very interesting graduation day speech that is delivered by Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, and this speech was delivered on YouTube. I mean to say it was a virtual speech. So let's have basic information, the basic information about the speech here. Um, Occasion was the speech was delivered in June 2020 during the Dear Class of 2020 virtual commencement ceremony, which was streamed globally on YouTube. Then the reason why it was on YouTube, why not face-to-face speech here? The COVID-19 pandemic had shut down schools, colleges, and public gatherings, and the graduates across the world, they could not celebrate the traditional ceremony. So that was the reason that Sundar Pichai, he delivered a virtual speech on Google. The event brought together the world leaders, artists, entertainers, including Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, BTS, Malala Yousafzai, and other celebrities on the virtual meet. Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Google and Alphabet, he was invited to inspire graduates. He's an Indian-born leader who grew up in Chennai with limited access to technology, who studied at Stanford, and he rose to lead one of the world's most influential companies. His personal journey embodies resilience, passion, and success against the difficulties, against the odds. So let's begin the analysis of the speech here. The very first point we are going to discuss here, the opening and the context. Sundar Pichai begins by congratulating the class of 2020, their parents and the teachers. He humorously points out the oddity of giving a commencement address from his backyard where there are no live audience, something that makes him appreciate what YouTube creators go through. He lightens the mood by joking about sharing the stage virtually with the leaders and celebrities like former President Barack Obama, First Lady Lady Gaga, Beyonce, and BTS. But he quickly acknowledges that this graduation is not what students dreamed of. Instead of celebrating achievements, many are mourning lost opportunities, jobs, and experiences because of the pandemic. He reassures them directly, saying that you will prevail. Learning from history. To strengthen his message of hope, Sundar Pichai recalls past graduating classes who also faced the crisis. Example, the 1920 graduates lived through the deadly influenza pandemic. 1970 graduates faced the turmoil of the Vietnam War. 2001 graduates entered the adulthood just before the 9/11 terrorist attacks. So, despite hardships, they all adapted and they all thrived. The long arc of history shows that humanity prevails through resilience. Thus, the class of 2020 too has every reason to be hopeful. So, these are the lessons we should learn from history according to Sundar Pichai. Then, generational progress and potential. So Sundar Pichai observes a common pattern. What's a common pattern? Every generation underestimates the next. Older generations don't always realize that their progress lays the foundation for the new possibilities. It takes fresh minds to see what is possible. Then he contrasts his childhood with today's digital age. He says he didn't have a phone till he was 10 years old, no regular access to computer until graduate school in the US. His family's television had just one channel that was his age. By contrast, today's graduates grew up surrounded by smartphones, computers, and internet access. This difference doesn't make him feel outdated. It makes him hopeful about what this generation can achieve. Speaking on, just a minute. The power of impatience. Pichai highlights that the youth often feel impatient with technology or social issues. Instead of discouraging it, he urges them to embrace the impatience. They should embrace the impatience. Why? Because the frustration with current technology will fuel the next revolution. Impatience with the issues like climate change and education will drive meaningful progress. In this manner, impatience can be a creative force for solving global problems. That is the power of impatience, according to Sundar Pichai. Then he speaks about his personal journey, where he has seen the struggles as well as the turning points. He says Sundar Pichai shares his life story to inspire the graduates. He says his father spent a year's 1 year salary on his plane ticket to Stanford, where Pichai studied engineering. He struggled with cultural shock and financial challenges, expensive, expensive calls home, high living cost, loneliness, and homesickness. A bright moment was having unlimited computer access for the first time in his life. So that was his personal journey. At the same time, the internet was taking shape. The Mosaic browser was launched. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, Google founders, they met and they set the foundation for Google. These events shaped Sundar Pichai's destiny. Though he once thought semiconductors were his career path, he realized that the internet was the best way to make technology accessible worldwide. This led him to Google, where he later launched Google Chrome and promoted affordable laptops and smartphones to bring information to everyone. He reflects that he says that he reflects that had he stayed in the graduate school, he might have earned a PhD. But then he might have missed the chance to transform the lives through technology. If he would have pursued, if he would have been in the process of PhD, he would have missed the chance to transform the lives through technology. His journey was possible only because he had passion, he had openness, and most important, he had resilience, the hard work, the willingness. The core advice to the graduates. Sundar Pichai offers three important guiding principles to all the graduates of 2020 batch. Number one, be open. He says, stay curious and flexible, embrace unexpected opportunities. Second one, be impatient. Let frustration push you to innovate and solve problems. And the third one is here, be hopeful. Believe in change even during dark times. So he warns, there's a warning for the graduates. He warns the graduates not to blindly follow parents, peers, or society's expectations. Don't follow blindly your parents, your peers, your society's expectations. Their expectations should not be followed blindly. That's a warning he's giving to the graduates. Instead, they must discover what truly excites them and dedicate themselves to it. Means to say what is something is going to excite you, what is something is going to dedicate you to work. You just go towards the path. So what's the conclusion? The legacy of the class of 2020. So Sundar Pichai closes the speech with optimism. It's about 7 minute speech. And he says the class of 2020 will not be remembered for the opportunities lost due to the pandemic, but the class of 2020 will be remembered for the positive changes they bring to the world. Very interesting closing remark. I repeat once again, Sundar Pichai says here the class of 2020 will not be remembered for the opportunities lost. due to the pandemic, but the class of 2020 will be remembered for the positive changes they bring to the world. He expresses faith in the power to transform society, and he ends the speech with a confident declaration, and he says finally, you will prevail, right? You will prevail. So this is a very optimistic remark, and with this remark he ends the speech here. So let's sum up the full speech here. So Sundar Pichai's speech is a blend of encouragement, personal storytelling, and practical advice. It connects past historical struggles with present challenges, reminding graduates that hardship often leads to resilience and innovation. His own journey from modest beginnings in India to leading Google serves as a living example of how openness, passion, and hope can change a life. The speech is ultimately a message of optimism, empowerment, and trust in the next generation. So this is how I have tried to summarize the interesting speech "You Will Prevail" by Sundar Pichai, which was delivered in the year 2020 virtually. So thank you so much for watching this video. And this is in the syllabus of third semester BCA General English under Bangalore City University. Thank you once again. Stay tuned with Mukesh English.